I have played so many extraction shooters over the last few weeks. It's a category I've been a big fan of ever since first experiencing it with Escape from Tarkov, and I've been on the quest to find the best, and this one may just have some of the highest potential. Welcome to Contractors Xfill Zone. You may remember a video that I made about 6 months ago where I looked into virtual reality battle royale games, in particular Contractors Showdown. Well, they've added a new mode to this game called Exfil Zone, which plays as a Tarkov-like extraction shooter entirely in virtual reality. And I currently am using the Quest 3, but I've been through a couple variations of these, and I may have some more back there. Needless to say, I'm a fan of VR, and I do think it's going to have a future in gaming. But am I mistaken here? Is VR just a fad that's already had its day? Do these games actually have any potential? Well, there's only one way to find out. The first thing that I was greeted with when opening this alpha was a firing range. This is a tutorial room complete with weapons and attachments that I could physically put onto the firearm. Naturally, as this is a virtual reality game, it means that I'm going to have to physically do everything, such as reloading, equipping armor, and putting items into my pack. Even healing myself needs to be done by actually applying the injections into the injured body part.
Okay, so we're not gonna throw any grenades today either.
So with some of the basics down, and having discovered my own stash and hideout, I took some of my best gear and went straight into my first raid.
Uh-oh.
And as this is an extraction shooter, we need to successfully deploy and extract. So I wasn't really looking for fights against bots or, of course, other players that might be wandering around who probably know this better than me. And I just wanted to find all the loot I possibly could. My chat was telling me that pretty much everything is needed. You just got to extract it. It wasn't long before I found a new weapon, which could be useful. Shortly after that, I saw my first sign of life, and of course moved in for a kill.
Oh shoot, oh shoot, I legged them. Oh God!
Other players must have heard the gunfire because within 10 seconds, I got into some trouble.
Oh shit! I missed everything! Pull cover! Mag's going out! Yes, don't shoot!
I see him.
Got him! Tango's down!
Wandering around this strange new world, of course I tried to remain stealthy. Navigation can be difficult. I encountered some collision errors, but the immersion of the VR element really adds so much suspense to this game. I was constantly moving my neck around, turning, checking my back, listening for any gunshots. And I feel like the physical act of moving my body also added to the adrenaline that was pumping through me. Because while the gameplay looks kind of slow, it really does not feel like that once you are in a combat situation. Especially with the difficulty of having to heal yourself, suture limbs, apply bandages to stop bleeding. And even just after a couple buildings, I was very happy with what I had grabbed and just wanted to leave the map, exfil the gear that I got. But I had a slight problem. I realized that there's a timer that I have to wait to count down before I could actually leave the map. There was another exfil still twice the distance that I had already covered, or I could sit and wait for this mid-raid exfil to open up. And that's not even the worst part. Unfortunately, I was already injured and I had completely run out of all healing, which I needed because I was starving to death. I had overexhausted myself when sprinting in combination with a damaged stomach that I had to suture earlier. There was nothing that I can do other than sit there and die. So, after packing up some better equipment, including more medical gear and food and water, I opted straight into another game. And while looking for loot, I found something kind of cool, and
Radio! Look at the quality of this thing.
I wanted to go and extract the radio, but I was again under attack.
Oh! Damn it. Oh, my abdomen's cooked.
The medical system in this game is crazy in depth, as I alluded to, especially compared to so many where you just automatically regenerate health, and just one tiny mistake can cost you your entire session. Because I'm having to stand up and physically make every action, it almost feels like there's more at stake here. So that in combination with also trying to have steady hands and aim, forget aim assist. You don't get that on a mouse. It's not even close on this. That feeling of not wanting to die and me actually bringing in some gear that I don't want to waste again. But of course, since I'm on my main operator, I've got some valuable gear. It's immediately shoot on sight. And of course, after realizing that I was running out of this gear at this point, I was going to need to find another way to get a come up. Luckily, this game features something known as Scavenger runs, which also is something straight from Tarkov, but what this essentially lets you do every 20 minutes is go on a free character. You don't need to bring in your own gear that you have in your hideout and your stash. They'll give you just some basics that you can go in with.
I have a bag. Oh my gosh, this is a tiny-ass little bag.
And then try to loot more in Xfill. These scavengers are essentially AI that's scattered around the map that you get to take control of. And as such, the AI that is also already there won't attack you, at least until you attack them first. So I was not planning to shoot anything.
Good shoes.
Unless, of course, it's a real player. Those will kill you. So I found a good gun, some ammo, but it really wasn't enough to make me feel like I stood much of a chance in the extraction mode.
We're down horrendous today.
I bumped into some other scavengers, but couldn't be sure if it was real or AI. After a while, I was pretty satisfied with what I had acquired on the run. Figured, let's just head back to base, exit out, take some of the come up since we've lost so much today. And when I arrived, I bumped into an AI, which gave me an idea.
Yeah, not too busy around here, is it? Not too busy.
That may have been a bit unnecessary, as there was pretty decent chest next to him.
Maybe that guy died for nothing.
But oh well, you know, we took our Xfill, proceeded to place some of our newfound wealth around the base, making sure to organize well. And I know that other games also have shooting ranges with guns on the wall that you can try and pick up and just practice with. This game actually has one too for the Battle Royale side that's phenomenal. There is a firing range as you continue to build out your base and your hideout. But even just the act of having this physical base that you can walk around in, make it look your own, even organize how your gear and everything is stashed and sorted is really cool. Physically grabbing, placing the gun adds another element to the game. Put it up on the rack, place the attachments that you find where you want them to go in a way that you just can't get in like a COD game. That makes it makes you feel more attached to the game and the gun. And of course, then even more angry once you eventually lose them.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a player. That's a player.
Another thing that this game makes super immersive is just the inventory management. Because I'm not super familiar with VR as a whole, it also means that almost everything that I'm having to do is relearning how to do even just the basic things like aiming and shooting.
I can't see the dot. Oh gosh, my gun's not even chambered.
And I do think if you're familiar with guns and firearms in real life, that you'll probably have a huge advantage on this in general. If not just with the shooting, but also the temperament.
Oh, jeez.
Especially whenever I inevitably am spotted by another player.
Speaking of which, I need a little hydration myself. Oh, fuck.
Luckily, I do feel like I am improving with every combat encounter. This being a game I went in, again, with some of my real gear, filled my bag up.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I was ready to extract, but it seems like every time I try to escape, I just run into more and more problems, man. The Xfill points are actually so far. I feel like I'm having to travel across the damn city, and I was barely able to heal and hurt bad, thinking I had prepared enough for this raid. I was still barely able to heal and just make my way to the Xfill point right when it was in sight. Of course, here comes another ambush.
There's 3 of them. Oh, we're so cooked, dude. We're so cooked. I'm out? What the? There
by far the most exhilarating and satisfying exfil that I have had in an extraction game yet. A lot of that due to it just being so, like, it was like I'm playing a game for the first time again. But there's also so many different types of loot to extract. I was incredibly impressed.
Common trash.
Then looking through everything that I had acquired at the end, it just felt great. And even more gratifying when, of course, I find out it sells for a nice price.
Oh! 25 grand!
Now that I was finally making some money, I'm not sure if I was actually in the money since I had quite a bit of good stuff at the beginning, but I decided to start spending it and seeing how the rest of the systems work to upgrade some of my gear. I also got a new gun for completing my first mission. Chat was also super helpful in telling me that there's a starter kit which you're limited to buying 2 per day of, but gives you a ton of value at a really cheap price, giving you bigger bags, some helpful supplies like food, water, as well as armor, weapons. And I decided to hop into one last game where I quickly found a very nice looking gun. I found some good household items, which I needed for another mission. And just when I had crossed the entirety of this map, had another fantastic raid, risked some of my best stuff bringing in an elite backpack, I heard shots just ahead at where Xfill was.
Oh boy.
And we found players.
He's dead. Get some water in me. Oh, shit.
No! I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty delusional at this point after having spent so long in VR. Maybe I needed some water in real life too. It was some bad decisions. Nonetheless, it was an insane first experience with an extraction virtual reality game, this being Exfil Zone. A lot of people have told me to check out Ghosts of Tabor, which is another extraction shooter that actually came out even before this. However, already having some familiarity with Contractors Battle Royale, I figured this might be more easy to pick up, and after hearing so many good things about it, I wanted to hop on and give it a try. And while it may seem a little basic when maybe comparing it to Escape from Tarkov, where clearly it's drawing most of its inspiration here, the fact that it's virtual reality, I think, takes it to a whole different level, where I'm not going to quite expect as much in the first place, but it really over-delivered on what I was even going to expect from this experience. It delivers so much intensity, huge risk-reward factor here, that difficult level of trying to restore your health and figure out what's wrong, taking care of each individual limb. And the VR aspect really takes it to a different place than what you could really ever experience, in my opinion, on just playing it from the PC. I think there's a lot to be said of what makes a PC game better than playing virtual reality, but the experience alone is very unique. And I know a lot of people, of course, this being recorded just after the holidays here, also just got virtual reality, and I've had so many people coming saying that they've been checking this game out, amongst others with the new VR headsets and everything that people are looking for good games on. This currently being $20 on Steam. I see why it's been a very popular one. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I would definitely recommend it. Even if you're a big extraction shooter fan in the first place, there's enough familiarity here while also being a completely new experience. Who knows? Maybe is exactly what this niche is secretly craving. So, have you played this yet? How does it compare to Ghosts of Tabor? Maybe we should go visit that one for a future video even. Does this look appealing? Would you even want to try it if you haven't experienced VR yet? Does this make it more tempting, or just something that is completely a no-go for you? I will say, after experiencing this game and the 3 to 4 hours that I had to put in to set all of this stuff up to stream and everything, I was delusional at the end and definitely felt motion sickness, which I rarely ever feel even inside of this. Partly, I think I was in there too long. I think me not eating probably didn't help, and spending as long as I had to set the stream up for it all. But I know that's something that deters a lot of people from even getting into it in the first place. But yeah, I thought this would be a great game to cover. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the coverage of it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Stuntman64, over and out.